Hey everybody, it's White Wolf, and I just wanted to do a video talking about No Man's Sky. As you can kind of see in the title, so I tried No Man's Sky again. Let me go ahead and kind of recap real quick my journey with this game so far as you watch the clip. Um, so I was pretty much following the development of that game pretty closely because I just thought, even from the initial footage and trailers back in when was it 2013, 2014, I thought it was such a neat idea because Minecraft was really, really popular at the time. And it felt like they were taking some of that idea but putting it in space and letting us really explore space. Because you got to remember, back then, the best we could really do was Mass Effect, and that was like a linear story. You could explore a bit, but it was guided. It wasn't really just a game where they just throw you in space and let you go your own way. So the thing about No Man's Sky that allured me was just the fact that you just kind of get tossed out in the open and you just find your way. And I remember when it launched, it had a bit of a rough launch, and I ended up canceling my pre-order because I think there were a couple other games that were coming out, and I wanted those more than No Man's Sky. So I canceled my pre-order, and then I started to kind of see some of the feedback and initial footage, and I thought, well, I think I made the right call there. Suffice it to say, a few years later, I one of my family members got a copy on the PS4, and she lent it to me, and I played it a bit, and I enjoyed it. They added a few things in between launch. I'd say I played it 2 or 3 years later, and my main complaint with the game at the time is I wanted to explore. I wanted to fly around planet to planet. I wanted to do things. That was just in my mind, at least. I didn't really care about having to find all these resources and manage all this stuff. But um, later on, I came back to the game again when I think it was my Xbox Series X. They came out with a upgrade for this current generation of consoles, Xbox X and PS5 respectively. And I gave it one more try. And I noticed how much more beautiful it was. I noticed how much more customization it had. And I was sitting there thinking, you know what? This is way different compared to how it first came out. But for some reason, that tutorial, I never could finish it. I would do the tutorial every time. I would do it on standard difficulty, casual difficulty, to where the resources weren't so bad. It wasn't something I wanted to do. And you had the fact that Starfield seemed more up my alley, and it was arriving at that time sooner or later. So I decided, well, maybe one day. Maybe. So fast forward to 2024. Actually, no, let's go back to 2023, the Game Awards. So Sean Murray, the main guy at Hello Games over No Man's Sky, he shows this footage for a new game of his called Light No Fire. I was sitting there watching it. It's a procedurally generated Earth. It's one planet. It's multiplayer. You have different people. You're exploring. You're doing a lot of this stuff you can do on No Man's Sky, but it's more. I don't know. It felt kind of like Skyrim and like an MMO had a baby in a weird way. Visually, it looked beautiful. You could tell they took some, like, the art style. They took inspiration from No Man's Sky. Obviously, they're using the same engine. I mean, why not? You've made so much work on it, might as well use it. And then they had floating islands. You could tell they borrowed ideas from different games like Legend of Zelda, and then they pulled some of the medieval stuff from Skyrim in the adventure. And they published it out as another free update for No Man's Sky called No Man's Sky Worlds. And what they're doing is they're sitting here developing this new game, and they are putting what they learned in their new game into No Man's Sky. to me, that is impressive. And I know Hello Games is not the biggest team in the world. So I was just floored by how impressive everything has been. And then they came out with this expedition recently. Um, it's a fishing update. They added fishing to the game. You could cook stuff, fish stuff, and it was finally at this point. This footage you're seeing right now is when I finally jumped back in again. I did default difficulty. I dedicated one day. I had a day off of work. I said, look, I'm going to play No Man's Sky today. We're at least going to finish the tutorial no matter how I feel about it. We're going to finish it. You know what? I had a great time. I was having fun. And in fact, there was some stuff I kind of wish Starfield had. I feel like one of the things No Man's Sky does that Starfield doesn't, and this is kind of the reason why I'm playing some of these other sci-fi games, because Bethesda's updating Starfield more and more, and they're really leaning on people's feedback. And I wanted to go through these other games and just kind of see what's something they could do. And one thing I notice about Starfield is one of my main criticisms is they have so many different systems like resource mining, outpost building, outpost management, shipping, Radiant Quest. There's just so many systems. Cooking, spacesuit protection, weapon crafting. But it doesn't matter because you can go. All you have to do is when you're wanting to craft something on Starfield, you track it like Fallout 4. It puts that little magnifying glass on what you need. And then all you gotta do is fly to like one of the capital cities and go to a couple, 3 shops and look for those resources, and boom, you're ready to go back in the game. Now I get why they do that, but I think a happy medium would be like an optional thing to where you can't buy resources. I think that alone would be huge. Because like on No Man's Sky right here, you're watching. I'm sitting here looking for copper deposits because I need to build a signal booster. And so and notice you're going to see I spent a lot of time on this planet. And that's one thing I think No Man's Sky does better than Starfield again, is that I felt like I was going to less and less planets because I had to kind of manage all my resources and stuff, but it wasn't bad. But but Starfield would have to have common resources on planets on top of the unique ones. Because that's the thing about No Man's Sky, like they're going to make sure you have ferrite dust. They're going to make sure you have like sodium, carbon, oxygen, stuff like that, so you can power your ship and keep your suit protection. But some planets will have different metals than others. So I felt like one thing Starfield could really do well is just make it to where there are incentives to stay on one planet a bit longer. Because right now it's just a deal to you get a quest. Hey, go to Porima 2 and do something. You go to Porima 2. You do whatever few things that go with the quest. Alright, now go back to this star system way across the galaxy. So you go there. And yeah. It's like, well, what does this planet have to offer? Don't know. Players aren't incentivized to do that. So it's pretty wild. But unfortunately, I didn't get too far in No Man's Sky. I started the new expedition, and I will say though, the furthest I got on here. This is the furthest I got on this playthrough right here. It is absolutely the furthest I got, which is just a testament to like all the changes they keep making to the game and make it better and better and better even years later. I think developers could learn from this. In fact, I think we could take a side tangent here and just talk about some of these games they launch. And it feels like a lot of them just aren't feature complete at launch. And they might as well just market these games as early access. Like, hey, We can't just sit here and delay the game, and just piss everyone off. Let's just go ahead and put it out in early access. Know that there's going to be bugs. But y'all play it, we'll fix it. Now, do they charge $70? Hell no. But, I don't know. It's just, No Man's Sky just put so much work in this game. In fact, what it has done more than anything else is it has me even more excited for Light No Fire. Because I've told people next year in 2025 there are 2 games that I just absolutely have on my radar. It is Death Stranding 2 and Light No Fire. To be honest, I don't even have GTA 6 on my radar because I'm just worried it's going to be another disaster. Just because it took so long to make that game, right? But anyway, it's another tangent. But as you can see here, like No Man's Sky, the worlds update, the lighting looks great. The graphics are good, the gameplay's good. And then if you go back and watch this game from 2014, it's a different game. And like I said, it's kind of weird. No Man's Sky has been the vehicle, but I've just got a lot of respect for Hello Games, and I am really excited to see what they do with not only this game, but the future games going forward. So, yeah, big props to them. And in fact, the next chance I get to get this game, I'm going to get it. I played it on Game Pass, but I'm probably going to get it on PS5, so we might be able to do some streams and stuff. So, we'll see how that goes. But other than that, y'all, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this game. I tried it again. This is like my 4th or 5th time trying it. And this is my favorite time for that. So let this also be a lesson that if you own a certain game, don't give up on it too soon. Give it a few tries at different times, not back to back to back to back, because if you're just not in the mood, you're not in the mood. Let this game of mine be an example that, hey, you weren't ready for it. It wasn't time. That don't mean it's a bad game. That doesn't mean it's not for you and that you made a bad purchase. It's not the right time. You don't have to get rid of it. Just let it sit for a bit. And come back to it when you just get that gut feeling. Even if you're in the middle of another playthrough, just be like, you know what? We'll play a little No Man's Sky. Let's just give it a try. So, let that be a lesson for you all. And this is White Wolf signing out. I'll see you next time.